coming back from a lot of drama of trying to figure out how to do a basic skill check. One, of course, it's way simpler than I was fearing, and also looks bad because, okay, so what I'm supposed to do for a treasure check is a perception skill check. So Maeve, seems like Maeve. First of all, I think this is a typo. I need to figure out how to give them feedback. I don't know what version or what level of completeness the book is in, but this says her awareness is 1. That confused me because they put out another character sheet for her where her awareness is 3. But then I'm looking at her perception and it says 3 plus blah, like that's her base, which perception is an awareness skill, so that's just wrong. It seems like 1 is her creativity. So I don't know. I mean, these seem totally swapped around from what it should be. Creativity should be 1. Awareness should be 3. I don't know about competitiveness. It looks like it's supposed to be 4. So yeah, these are all jumbled up. Anyway, I can just go off of these. So perception is 3. So the bad news is the way you do a skill check is you draw a D10, you add your attribute to it, and then you see how you did. But it said for discovery events that you're supposed to do 11 plus the act difficulty. The act difficulty is 3, so the difficulty threshold is 14. So I don't think I can do this. I don't think I can pass a perception check here. Apparently, I'm not perceptive enough. Well, let me pull one anyway just to see what happens. It's a 3, so that would be 6, well under 14. That's really tough, honestly. So that is a failure. So very anticlimactic after all that twisting around. If the roll fails, you find nothing with the treasure event. Okay, so remember that these ones, when you draw a face card, it is specific to the weirdness level, but not to the location that you're in. So that was the first of the events here. So I have to do 3 events. Yeah, so after I do 1, some challenges will turn to events. You can resolve discovery. Oh, well, there's a whole section here on skill resolution rolls. That's silly. Okay, this is exactly where it was. I just skipped over it because I went from challenge resolution to event resolution because I got a face card. So we reveal a card, leave it face up, and then does it say the revealed card opens up a way for new challenges? To move the next one, move to an orthogonally adjacent face down card. Go here, moving along the coast, and reveal it, repeating all resolved challenges steps. I want to do another exploration. Hopefully it's not a face card. Oh good, a 5 of cups. I don't know if you can all see that. It's kind of a cool picture. It's like a dude in a cloak with a bunch of cups around him. Perhaps a dude. So now we get an actual custom event to this area. So let's go back to the challenge table. This is an actual normal challenge. Turn to the chosen territory event entry page and look up the exploration challenge there. Find the row that coincides. It's divided into 2 lines. So there's the first line is the general or specific situation your character's in. The second line is specific to the suit, which is the cups. So essentially all 5s will have the same sort of starting thing, and then the cups will make it more specific. Write down the situation entirely, using this moment to be as detailed as you wish. So this is where you can kind of customize what's going on for Maeve as she's landing on this coast and exploring her way forward. So first we'll just go to the challenge table and see what this is. So for horns, your exploration. So as I was mentioning, this is for horns of South. There's some art, which is nice. There's the exploration challenge table, intrigue challenge table, confrontation challenge table, and each of these has, what is this? I mean, they're small blurbs, but it's 40 unique situations if you combine things. So we're here in exploration. We got a 5. So salvaging goods from the wrecks could give you an edge, but risks attracting sea monsters. Okay, so this seems similar. So it sounds like I came across some sort of wrecks, sea wrecks, which makes sense because I'm kind of on the southern coast here. And but it's saying I could go try to salvage them, but I might encounter sea monsters. So with cups, it says the water churns ominously. Okay, so the situation is I could go salvage these wrecks, but there's, as I'm, I guess as I'm looking out at the coast, I see some wrecks nearby, but I see the water is churning ominously in between me and the wrecks. So the difference here from like my experience of Ironsworn and stuff is I didn't make up any of that. Like this is just specifically what's written. I don't have to like interpret some sort of prompt in the context of this situation, and it's custom to this area of being in the coast. So let's see what we do now. This might be the interpretation part though. So with a challenge, we now know there's some wrecks out there. I see churning water. It's time to decide how to deal with it and determine whether the outcome of their action is a positive twist or not. Choose any of the 13 character skills at your disposal. It will be tested through a resolution roll. You'll have a better chance of succeeding by choosing a skill with a higher rating, but we recommend selecting the one that makes more sense in the current situation and aligns in some way with your character's quest. And so again, the difficulty threshold is going to be, the value of the revealed card from the play area, so 5 plus the act difficulty 3. So this, it sounds like lower numbered cards have easier challenges. I was worried because I thought like 11 plus difficulty, like you're never going to meet that. But I guess these are special events that are you're unlikely to do well at unless you, of course, have really good skills. So the act difficulty is a set number depending on the current act. Yeah, we got this table here. Reveal the topmost card. Okay, so first I got to decide what skill is most appropriate here. I mean, I wonder if I could just say I don't want to do it. It was kind of implying, yeah, you can decide if you want to go out there or not. But I'm going to do it just for testing sake. So, yeah. So then after you test this, it says treat as a positive interpretation of resolution. And then it's saying you may want to add additional obstacles or mistakes, or if you fail, it'll slow or create problems, and even though the outcome's negative, your character might still have done some things right. So, this is the interpretation part of you do this, you choose what skill to do, and then you kind of envision how it went off based on succeeding or failing here, which actually is kind of similar to what I like in Blades in the Dark, where the game system sets the situation and the challenge level, you decide what skill to use, and then you say what happened when you succeed or fail. So that's kind of cool. So let's try that. So I can look back at Maeve's thing, look at the abilities I have here, combat, compassion, erudition. There's a list of all these, but I think they're pretty self-explanatory. I don't think most of these would matter. Combat, like the idea that she's trying to go explore these wrecks, but there's ominously churning water. Seems like there might be something of danger out there. So let's say it could be feats, could be perception. I don't think any of these others. I mean, you could argue stealth depending on the approach. As we've determined, my perception sucks. My feats is great. So, 4 plus 6. So let's look at feats and just see if that seems applicable to this situation. I think it's kind of like, physical skills, combativeness skills. So feats represents a character's ability to exert themselves and perform exceptional physical actions. It measures the character's muscular strength, agility, and dexterity. You can use it to climb, swim, endure pain, resist the elements, or measure your strength against opponents. So I'm going to say that feats is applicable here because she maybe sees this churning water. She's trying to go out and get, quickly look through some salvage, but she needs to swim and also, physically search through the stuff quickly and be able to swim back to shore without, activating a monster. So let's use feats, which is good news for me because as I mentioned, feats for Maeve is 6. So this is a pretty good chance. It's 5 plus 3 for the act difficulty, so 8. So let's do this. I need to get an 8 or above, so anything, honestly, I think I'll only fail on a 1 here. 9, that'll do it. So that 6 plus 9 is 15, plenty, versus the 8, so I succeed. Let's see what happens. I don't know how this can, I mean, I know I get a success from this, but I don't know if it will, you know, it's supposed to be searching for stuff, so do I get something? So it says, treat successes as positive interpretations. Write down your challenge and use this moment to write down the outcome. So, you know, I don't know if I want to do this on camera, but I could write down that sort of little story about, if I would probably type it just quickly, that, you know, swam out to try to look for stuff and succeeded in getting back to shore, perhaps, you know, started awakening the monsters, but she was able to get back or kick them out of the way and get back to shore. Also, even though it's a success, stories thrive on that. So, I mean, it doesn't seem like there's any like concrete, I know that later on you sort of go through all the successes you had and all the setbacks or failures, and that determines your XP and stuff, but I don't think I get any concrete items or anything, at least based on the rules right now, just from this. So just to make this quick, we'll say that I, you know, found some, I don't know, some supplies. You know, she just landed here, maybe her supplies were pretty thin. She found like some, I don't know, some, what do you call it, hardtack, or some salted meats, or some food and basic supplies there that she was able to swim back with. Obviously she couldn't carry very much, got back to shore, and had some success there. So then we continue, I think, just to shift stuff up. Let's do an intrigue one, since we've done 2 exploration ones. So let's say I can go anywhere. Honestly, this is what's interesting. I have how many? 2, 2, and 3, if I recall correctly. So that's 7 events. So I don't know what happens depending on how far I get up the coast, but let's go north this time. So you can kind of envision here, I'm kind of cruising up the coast here. There's kind of a watchtower there, and let's flip it. So this will be an intrigue challenge. Apparently I did all these upside down. 8 of swords, so 8 is going to be a more difficult challenge. It's going to be a challenge level of 11, so hopefully it's something. And of swords, we'll see how much that factors in. Oh, and so you can see the art. There's this woman with a bunch of swords around her. All right, let's see this. So this is going to be an intrigue. I should be like noting down. So let's say I actually did the 2 exploration. I'm going to have one intrigue left, and let's go. So the intrigue, now we go to the intrigue table 4 horns, which has its own table. And we're looking at 8 of swords. So a local hero offers their aid but demands a favor in return. Okay. And the swords is, they have knowledge of the enemy's tactics. Okay. So there's a hero here. Sort of, I run into someone on the road going up the coast, and they demand a favor in return, but they have knowledge of the enemy's tactics. So this doesn't say anything about what favor they demand. I assume that's something that I would make up, but have all knowledge of the enemy's tactics. So I think it would mention that there were Fomorians that were storming the coast in this area. Yeah, I think that said that here. Known for its strong winds, strategic hub, the horns are not a threat, a Fomorian fleet attacking the coastal villages, putting this vital gateway in peril. So let's say that this is kind of like a, you know, someone that, it says a local hero, so maybe it's a guard that works in the lighthouse here, kind of defending the coast, and he doesn't know me. I'm just roaming up this area. He offers that he could tell me some things that he's learned from fighting the Fomorians, but he would demand a favor in return. So let's see what this is. So this I go back to deciding what type of skill check to do. Go back to my bookmark of Maeve. think I hear my wife coming home, so this may need to be the end. But hopefully this is a small sample, and then we go from here.